Story recap here. Today I'm gonna explain an action, adventure, and sci-fi movie called Mortal Engines. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Within 60 minutes, the ancients nearly pushed humans into extinction. Centuries passed, and the remaining humans mobilized their settlements to survive the poisoned surface. With limited food and fuel, the strong preyed on the weak. Hester Shaw scouts the horizon until she spots the large traction city of London. Immediately, she rushes back to the town of Salzakin. The guards announce the incoming predator city, so the small town uproots itself and folds into several compact vehicles. The moving towns disperse. However, the main part of Salzakin has trouble starting the engines. With London closing in, it finally manages to mobilize and flee. The Lord Mayor Magnus Chrome commands the operators to obtain Salzakin, so Salzakin dumps their stored salt to increase their speed. Salzakin heads towards the foothills, but is met with a cliff, forcing them to swerve towards an uneven terrain, partially destroying the town. Seeing this, London fires spears into Salzakin and drags it in. Later, Tom Natsworthy arrives late at the museum. He guides Catherine Valentine as she's researching the 60-minute war. Tom notes that there aren't many written accounts from the ancients, so he takes her into his office to show her a video of an old city decimated by a quantum energy weapon known as Medusa. Tom also shows her a broken crash drive, which the ancients created to shut down Medusa. Tom shares that pieces of old tech have gone missing in the museum, so he hides a few weapon-grade techs in his office, intending to dump them and prevent anyone from using them. During this, Tom's senior, Herbert, spies on them and sees the hidden compartment. When they leave the office, Herbert announces Tom's demotion to gut duty, belittling him for being from a lower tier with no family and prospects. Unable to argue, Tom simply leaves to do his new duty. When he's gone, Herbert scoffs that Tom won't make it because it's rush hour, so Catherine accompanies Tom to allow him access to VIP transportation. On the way, Tom explains that he must collect old tech for the museum before gut workers dump everything into the furnace to fuel the engines. As they disembark, the news reports the reward for capturing Anna Fang, a member of the Anti-Tractionist League. The League believes that tractionism, which London lives by, is unsustainable. Suddenly, Catherine bumps into Tom's friend Beavis, making him drop his tools. Catherine tries to help him, but he snobs her because she's an elite. Meanwhile, the townspeople of Salzakin are shuffled into London, while their mobile city gets demolished. Among them is Hester, who conceals a knife. Tom and Catherine arrive at the gut, and Tom rushes to save a toaster. He claims that it's of high value, which head historian and Catherine's father, Thaddeus Valentine, overhears and commends Tom's knowledge about old tech. Valentine recognizes Tom and notes that his late parents were first-class historians. Valentine also recalls that Tom wanted to be an aviator before, but Tom gave it up to pursue history. A worker hands Valentine an old fusion inverter cell. Tom is astonished, sharing that the Guild of Engineers took all the inverter cells from the museum. Valentine stows the item away, promising not to let the engineers have it as it's a dangerous item. A fight between an evacuee and a worker breaks out, so Valentine intervenes. He promises the Salzakin residents that they will be given food, shelter, and employment in their new home. As everyone applauds, Hester approaches Valentine, brandishing her weapon. Tom notices this and tries to alert Valentine, but it's too late. The girl stabs Valentine as revenge for her mother, Pandora Shaw. The name surprises Valentine, and Hester attempts to stab him again, but Tom stops her. The guards rush in, so Hester flees, and Tom runs after her. They rush into Salzakin as it's getting demolished, dodging large chainsaws and hopping over broken roads. Hester drops onto a catwalk, and Tom follows suit. However, metal grinders eat away at the path, so Hester heads inside a door and closes it before Tom reaches her. With a grinder closing in, Tom forces the door open and drops into the city's dump site. Hester reaches the waste chute and climbs over the fence to jump, but Tom catches her. Hearing Valentine arriving, Hester warns Tom about him, noting that he murdered her mother. She then forces her hand free, allowing herself to drop into the chute and out of the city. Valentine arrives, finding Tom a nervous wreck. Tom mentions Hester's claims about Valentine, so Valentine kicks the railings and pushes Tom into the chute. When Catherine arrives, Valentine claims that the railing broke when Tom fought Hester. Devastated, Catherine looks up and sees Beavis on the other side. Later on, Catherine asks who the girl is, but Valentine denies knowing her. He suggests that she's an anti-tractionist and reminds Catherine that traction cities and static settlements will never get along. Valentine claims that anti-tractionists hoard resources behind Shangu's shield wall to starve everyone else. Elsewhere, Hester hides Tom from the airships, but when they leave, she robs him. Suddenly, Tom wakes up and Hester leaves, scolding him for following her. Tom freezes when he recalls that Valentine pushed him. Hester blames him for ruining her plan, yet Tom asks her help to return to London. Back in London, Chrome criticizes Valentine for bringing them to Europe as they're running out of resources. Valentine promotes his energy-saving project, which he believes will keep London afloat. However, Chrome is impatient and warns Valentine that he can easily tear him down. After the conversation, Valentine leaves to work. Catherine tries to stop him, given his injuries, but Valentine contends that he won't let Chrome or Hester stop the project he's been working on for 15 years. Stunned, Catherine asks who Hester is, but he ignores the question. At the refurbished St. Paul's Cathedral, Valentine hands the inverter cell to a scientist, Twix. Twix, however, argues that she needs more. She brings up the incident with Hester and advises Valentine to kill her first before she ends him. She shares that Sharkmoor Prison caught a stalker, a resurrected bounty hunter who was repeatedly saying Hester's name. That night, Tom expresses how quiet the Outlands are, a stark contrast to the engine sounds he grew up in. He recalls hoping to get out of London and be an aviator until his parents died. He then asks about Hester's mother, but she refuses to share. Later that evening, Hester wakes up to find Tom trying to hail a group of Southies. Immediately, she stops him and recognizes the Southies as scavengers. As the Southies attack, Hester leads Tom to hide, but he struggles to follow her. While she's helping him up, the Southies shoot at them, and Hester gets hit on the leg. Still, she pulls Tom up and runs. When Tom turns around, Hester is gone, and the scavengers corner him. Suddenly, he falls to the ground and into a hidden vehicle where Hester also landed. The man who owns the vehicle starts the engines, and his vehicle moves out of the earth. Back in London, Catherine asks Beavis what happened to Tom. Reluctantly, Beavis reveals that her father pushed Tom and is developing a weapon, not an energy-saving machine. Beavis wants to investigate inside the cathedral, but hasn't been able to get inside, so Catherine offers to help. Meanwhile, Hester and Tom are given a room to rest in. Tom apologizes for getting Hester in trouble. Pitying him, Hester shares that her mother, Pandora, was an archaeologist who was fascinated with old tech. Valentine worked with her, but when Pandora discovered something that Valentine desperately wanted, she refused to let him have it. Hester doesn't know what it was, only that she woke up one evening to the two fighting. Pandora handed Hester a necklace before telling her to run. Suddenly, Valentine grabbed Pandora and stabbed her. Young Hester tried to defend her mother, and Valentine accidentally slashed her face with a knife. Hester then ran away. Soon, Valentine arrives in Sharkmoor Prison. As he approaches the stalker's cell, the creature bangs on his cell while screaming Hester's name. Valentine asks why he's hunting her, and the creature answers that she broke a promise, so he intends to kill her. With this, Valentine sets him free. Tom wakes Hester, warning her that the vehicle is heading south and that their door is locked. To escape, Tom opens a hatch on the floor and plots to jump under the vehicle. However, Hester can't jump due to her injury, so she instructs him to escape on his own. However, Tom refuses to abandon Hester. They are shuffled out to be auctioned off. A man buys Hester, but a woman bids a higher price. Everyone grows quiet as they recognize the woman as Anna Fang. The auctioneer refuses to sell Hester because the bounty on Anna's head is greater. With this, Anna shoots the auctioneer and tells Hester to escape. Hester and Tom run between the huge roving vehicles while Anna fends off the enemies. Suddenly, the stalker, whom Hester recognizes as Shrike, appears. Shrike chases them as they climb one of the traction towns. Still, Shrike quickly corners them. Anna shoots Shrike using her airship and opens the doors for the two. Hester immediately climbs on board, but Tom fails to follow. Hester throws a rope at Tom, which he grabs. Unfortunately, Shrike pulls on the rope, so Anna orders Hester to cut it. Instead, Hester tosses the knife to Tom, and he uses it to cut the rope, allowing the airship to fly off without Shrike. During the flight, Anna tells Hester that she's been looking for her after Pandora died, wondering how an 8-year-old survived in the Outlands. With this, Tom realizes that Shrike raised Hester. Appalled, Tom recounts how stalkers are created with savagery and hatred, but Hester contends that Shrike saved her life. When Valentine returns to London, Herbert tells him about the old tech hidden in Tom's office, exchanging the information for a promotion. Meanwhile, Tom approaches Hester, guilty of what he'd said. Hester recalls that after Pandora's death, she collapsed in the marshland where Shrike found her. Shrike loved to collect broken things that others threw away, seeing a reflection of himself in them. One day, young Hester found a photo of a young boy with his father amongst Shrike's belongings. Comparing the man in the photo to Shrike, Hester wondered if Shrike still remembered his life when he was human. As Hester grew up, Shrike noticed her sadness, so he built her a stalker body. Wanting to get rid of her pain, Hester promised Shrike to be turned like him. However, when she discovered Valentine's location, Hester fled. At the London Museum, historian Dr. Pomeroy warns Catherine that the engineers took everything from Tom's compartment. Pomeroy then shows Catherine and Beavis the cat's cradle, a passageway that leads to a crypt underneath St. Paul's Cathedral. Elsewhere, Anna commands Tom to control her airship, allowing him to live his dream of of being an aviator, they land in the airborne city of Airhaven, where they gather with other members of the Anti-Traction League. Meanwhile, Valentine's machine is ready, so London redirects their course to the east, alerting Chrome. At the same time, Catherine and Beavis emerge from a tomb under the cathedral. At Airhaven, Anna reveals that Pandora instructed her to protect Hester upon her death because Hester can stop Valentine. Hester doesn't know what she means, but she recalls that Valentine took a piece of old tech from Pandora, though she isn't sure what it was. Upon learning that Valentine bought fusion inverter cells from traders, Tom draws a symbol that Hester recognizes, confirming that Pandora found the computer core to control the nuclear system, Medusa. At the same time, Catherine and Beavis witness Valentine powering up Medusa. Chrome storms in and sees the machine, berating Valentine for not learning from their history of how the war destroyed the planet. Valentine argues that Medusa is the future and would allow them to control the world. Chrome doesn't trust this and orders Medusa to be shut down, but none of the employees make a move, proving that they all work for him. Valentine shoots the Lord Mayor before everyone. Upon learning that London is heading their way, Anna plans to warn the governor in Shanguo. Suddenly, the power goes out and Shrike arrives. The League shoots him down, though it doesn't stop him. Hester tries to stop the League from shooting her former caretaker, but the battle intensifies. Tom takes Hester away while the others continue the fight. Shrike easily fends off the others, but gets stabbed by the blade on Anna's shoe. The League triggers a grenade that creates a hole where Shrike falls into. However, he just climbs on the support beams below. Soon, Shrike climbs out from the bridge, blocking Tom and Hester. Tom defends Hester but gets easily knocked down. Before Shrike can finish him, Hester begs him to stop, reminding him that she's the one he came for. Seeing tears as she begs for Tom's life, Shrike backs away, realizing that Hester has found someone to love. Suddenly, the hole Anna created on his chest starts to spark. Shrike collapses, so Hester goes to him. He returns the necklace Pandora gave her and releases her from her promise. Hester mourns as Shrike's body fails. Anna arrives and helps Hester and Tom enter her airship. Hester looks at Shrike one last time, not knowing that his last thoughts are of her smiles and the child he lost when he was human. Airhaven crashes on the ground as the League escapes. The following day, the League arrives at Shanguo to warn Governor Quan about Valentine's plans. Anna suggests destroying Medusa before they attack, but Tom argues that London has thousands of innocents who will die if they do. Quan assures Tom that life is precious to them. However, there is no way to save those within their city. Quan approves the attack on London. A siren is sounded, alerting the people of the upcoming battle. While Londoners cheer for their city, Tom marches away in defeat while Hester finds a League member praying before the battle. There, she spots a carving of the mythical Medusa with an eye on her forehead. Hester recognizes the same eye on the pendant from Pandora's necklace. She opens the pendant and discovers the crash drive inside. Hester runs after Tom and shows him the crash drive, giving them another option to stop Medusa. Valentine gives the command, and Medusa fires at Shanguo's shield wall, decimating a portion of the wall and everything around it. As Valentine prepares to fire Medusa again, Tom and Hester find Anna and reveal that they have the crash drive. Anna leads the League to return to London, barely evading Medusa's second attack. London shoots at their ships, but they fire back. Soon, a member gets shot, causing him to crash directly into the walls. The others struggle to navigate toward the cathedral, as armed guns shoot them down. So some sacrifice themselves to give Anna a clear path to the cathedral. Hester jumps off the ship while Anna entrusts Tom with her ship as she helps Hester. Anna infiltrates the cathedral and fires at Valentine, but a worker shields him from the bullets, allowing Valentine to shoot her. Valentine confronts Anna while Hester sneaks towards the Medusa. She plugs in the crash drive on the control panel and enters the code to override the command. Anna spots her and ensures that Valentine doesn't notice, but this allows Valentine to stab her. Finally, Medusa shuts down. Valentine spots Hester, so Anna tells her to run just before she falls to her death. Valentine exits the cathedral and finds Catherine outside, looking at him with hate for all the chaos he committed. Valentine defends that he had to do it for the city, but Catherine knows he just wanted the power. She's sure that he failed, but Valentine insists that the walls will come down. Suddenly, Valentine's men shoot down the officers on the control deck, forcing London to crash into the shield wall. Catherine heads to the control deck, desperate to stop the city, but the brakes aren't working. Tom radios in from Anna's ship and learns the situation, so he instructs Catherine to help him. Meanwhile, Hester blocks Valentine from escaping. She holds him at gunpoint, which Valentine finds amusing as she's just like him, teasing that Hester already knew that he is her father. With her distracted, Valentine steals the gun. Catherine opens the gates towards London's engine room to allow Tom inside. He then shoots the main reactor, causing the city to shake. This allows Hester to tackle Valentine, making him lose the gun. He fights back and chokes her, but Hester cuts him across the face. Valentine then dares her to finish him off, but Hester drops her knife, refusing to be like the monster he is. She then hops off, and Tom catches her in Anna's airship. Tom then fires at Valentine, but he escapes into his airship, which crashes below. Valentine survives the crash. However, London's wheels crush him just before it stops. The surviving Londoners climb over the ruined shield wall at dawn, but stop upon seeing Shan Guo's guards. Still, Quan motions the guards to stand down and welcome their new refugees. Meanwhile, on Anna's airship, Tom joins Hester, who isn't sure what to do next. Tom offers to explore the world together, and she accepts.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.